Okay. Well, look at you. KT's got the meeting deck up already. Okay, cool. Well, let's have a conversation about happy things. And who's got celebration stuff they want to share?
I have a new grandbaby.
Hey,
Barb, shut the front
yay!
door.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Vivian Rose.
Oh,
Sending
cute.
you
Oh,
all the
pretty name.
Oh,
sendings.
Baby Viv.
Viv, yes. Yeah, Vivi. Yeah.
Vivi.
Yeah. How old
hmm
now?
She is 7 days. Um
Fresh.
unplanned C-section. So she
Okay.
wasn't due until March, but they had her early. Everyone's healthy.
That is the best,
Excellent
by
news.
the way.
Yeah.
Have you held her yet?
No, because with the C-section, they didn't, my daughter-in-law, and I totally understand this, didn't want visitors right away. And I said, I'll give you like a week and then I'm coming.
And then I'm coming. Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
That'd be my rule. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really staying away for that. Okay.
right.
All right. Well, that's super fun. I can't top that one, but I love that.
We
Well,
have a
I'm going to add to
celebration.
that.
Yeah.
I'm baby proofing my house.
You want more context there, Jay, or do you just want to leave it ambiguous like that?
Well, no, my grandson lives with me, so he's starting to crawl now,
There it is.
and he's getting into everything, electrical wires, everything I could think of, any decorations that I have, and pulling everything on the floor. So we're having to figure out how to baby-proof a house that's not been baby-proofed in ever.
Oh gosh.
hmm
You mean the screw holes aren't in the cabinets or in the kitchen doors?
Oh no, there's nothing in there. No.
Oh man, that's always my favorite giveaway when somebody's baby proofed their house. So good, love that. What else?
I was just going to say we had the biggest fundraiser ever for our school on Sunday, and I'm so excited because, yeah, we needed it. Let's just say that.
Oh,
So by a
good.
landslide. So yeah, we're excited.
Ah, that's fantastic. Good, good.
Mhm.
All right, what else?
The market's really heating up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is
hmm
moving. There's no doubt there. Yep. Good. Okay, well, somebody made the coffee in PR today, and it's not like brown water. So I don't know who made it, but kudos to them
That
today.
was good. That would have been
Yeah,
Kelly, so you can thank her later.
Kelly J. Why isn't she on the meeting?
Probably because she's in the middle of a listing at the moment.
Is she? Let's go see if she's there. Kelly J, you gonna join the meeting?
Just gonna go call her out right there. Hang up.
Unbelievable. Everybody can tell that I'm talking to you right now and that you're not on the meeting. And she just stuck her tongue out at me. Unbelievable.
As
Just
she
like a
should.
true mother figure.
She
Okay.
should.
I love it.
Oh,
All right. Happy birthday, Bill. First time I saw him in, I don't know, a while. Last time I was in PR, so that was really fun. I don't think he's on the call. So happy birthday. Is he really our only March birthday?
he is, according to our stuff. He's our only
Wow.
March birthday. Hmm.
What a party he's going to have. That kind
I
of
know.
blows, statistically, that feels unrealistic. Anyway, okay. Well, happy birthday, Bill. Let's go to the next one. What are we doing here? Remy. Okay. How is everybody enjoying Remy? That should be the first question. Okay, sounds like a plan. We know for a fact that some of you are using it, and I know for a fact some of you are not because some of you have said, "Hey, what's Remy?" And then some of you have actually shared some pretty cool stories about what's actually going on there. So, if you're new here, hi, my name is Brandon. As a brokerage, we decided to issue you a completely compliant AI assistant, and this AI assistant, known as Remy, is specifically geared towards helping you with your business and be compliant in the real estate space. It is loaded with our policies, our procedures, our guidelines, our best practices, trainings, all sorts of fun stuff inside of there. So it is literally built for you. It's designed to help you run CMAs, marketing analysis, all sorts of fun stuff. And in fact, we also have I think, Katie, right on the next one, we have a little story. Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So this was kind of fun. I got this from one of you. But so this is a little piece that was kind of fun that I didn't even know, right? So entered in a listing, saved it, went to Matrix, pulled up the incomplete listing by MLS number, saved the MLS sheet in a PDF, then uploaded it into Remy. It then scanned it and wrote a complete public write-up. Now, the thing I like about this is I'm sure a lot of you are using AI for public remarks. Totally fine. Please use Remy. But in this space, what's interesting here is how many times do I actually go through and I have to regurgitate the address, the bedroom count, the bathroom count, what level it's on, all these other things. And so this came through and I was like, this was pretty smart because you're already putting it all into add edit. Go to the incomplete, print as a PDF, upload it. Remy will read the PDF, right? He will do all that for you and then be able to create it. You can add tone, you can add humor. I always like to add humor to mine because I think it's funny. It's like a little Easter egg inside of public remarks for people. I also, you guys, my new thing I thought would be really fun with Remy is to upload photos and like literally think about this around Easter. What if you ran, this is a brilliant idea. What if you ran an Easter egg hunt in a listing? And you had Remy virtually put an Easter egg in each photo, and you had a prize when somebody found all the Easter eggs on your listing.
That's actually quite unique.
Thank you. I was like, somebody's mind has to be blown by this random idea that I just came up with. So, okay. So anyway, Remy could do that for you. He could place a little Easter egg in there, or he could place a really big Easter bunny. You could do a find the Easter bunny in my listings. Right? Like what room is the Easter bunny in? And I don't know. I'm just thinking through weird ideas now. Anyway, you're looking for a spring marketing idea? There was one. So this is a cool feature for Remy. Katie, what's the next one? I'm trying to remember.
So the next one is their stuff. I wanted to ask, what else have you guys been using Remy for?
Scripts for cold calls, just different things.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I don't know. Revising MLS listing, just to give it a fresh take. Ask them to revise it and spruce it up.
Mm-hmm. I love it. One thing I know Vern and Chris shared with me, and Vern, I'm looking at you only because you're on the screen here, but I believe you had a floor plan that was scanned, and then I think Remy redrew it, if I remember right. Chris, I saw you earlier in there too, but Vern, did that turn out pretty well for you guys? Am I thinking the right story?
Yes, it did. It did. It was an all crinkled like sheet, and it straightened it out and did what it needed to do. It was pretty accurate.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but like kind of a neat little build in it, which I thought was a neat thing too. So very cool. Okay. Anybody else got a cool Remy story they want to share? Fine, you guys. Which is totally fine. Okay, so let's do this. Congratulations, holy buckets. What a gift and an honor it is to work with you guys. This is something that Darcy will recall the day when I said, we will be the #1 affiliate in the great state of Minnesota. And at the time, that was supposed to be a really small little goal. And now you all have actually helped make that happen. This is the 3rd year straight, which is pretty amazing. So this means that there are, again, as a reminder, there are 2 universes inside of the Coldwell Banker space. You have the Coldwell Banker Realty, which is Duluth in the Twin Cities, and then you have affiliates everywhere else around the state. You got River Valley in the southern side of the state. You got us in the central space and some of those other components. So like there is a really significant, I would say humble thank you in this honor that you guys get to carry. I think it's such a gift to be able to showcase how awesome you all are and the work that we're doing to serve all the clients we are. So kudos to you, my friends, on remaining the #1 affiliate in the great state of Minnesota. This will be available, again, as we've done in the past. Faith doesn't know it yet, but I'm sure she's already making graphics for you and stuff to go in slide decks. She's smirking because I think she's already doing it, or she's like, thanks, Brandon, for more work. I'm not sure. Already doing it. What a pro. Friggin' amazing. So you have all that going on. But anyway, really big thing I wanted to say that. Also, a fun little thing too. The number one Coldwell Banker affiliate in North Dakota, which is kind of cool too. So this has been an opportunity that while there are, let's see here, I want to say there's like 13 or 14 affiliates across North Dakota because there's not much going on in the middle of the state, right? It's like the bookends. It's a beautiful drive across 94. Anyway, point being, we're still doing amazing things in North Dakota, and so we're really proud of that one too. So kudos. Sean on the team, Andrew, I see you. I'm not sure who else from the Fargo office is on right now, but congratulations as well. Again, another thing that we will be continuing to share. And another big thing that we want to continue to highlight and share, which I think, yes, is the Crosby team absolutely crushing it with the premier Silver Award for the office. And it comes, last year was the first year that we actually were honored with that up in the Crosby space. This is the second year. I don't have my sheet in front of me because I'm not in my other office. Katie, do you remember the threshold for this?
Yeah, I can get it. Hang on.
Okay, Katie's going to get the threshold because this is a cool thing. Literally pinned on her wall. Nice job. Okay.
So the threshold for the Silver Award is the average gross commission per agent is 130,000 or 30 units per agent.
Yeah. So,
right.
I
So
mean,
that's
that's
averaged across the whole office.
And then an incredible accomplishment by everybody up there. So we're really proud of that. Assuming at some point, another plaque will show up and we'll hang it. But for 2 years in a row is a pretty awesome thing. So well done. I would like to give a special little shout out to Chris up there because no offense, Fern, but without Chris, we would all fall apart up there. So Chris, I just want you to know you're not going to come on camera or say anything because that's not your style, but I'm going to publicly say thank you for all the work you do and all the support you give to the team up there. That award is a true testament to your support of all of us in that office. So thank you very much, Chris, for everything you're doing, and we appreciate you a lot. Now, and see, she's just going to sit there and not do anything, and I love it so much. Okay, what's the next slide? Oh, this is a fun one. Okay, so 2025, as we talk about celebrations, this is another piece of why list with you, right? Part of so those of you who've been playing along inside of our Crown Listing Lab, which has been a really fun experience. I know those of you who participated with us are feeling the weight of your homework today as we're going to get together here in PR. Keegan Smirk tells me exactly that she may have been up late working on it as a guest. The eye roll tells me I'm right. Okay, perfect. So we are going to have a great time though, but this is another great slide as to some of that social proof. Like, why should people work with you? Well, last year we had the privilege of helping 566 clients, 281 sellers, 285 buyers, 548 properties found new owners, which is kind of a fun little thing, 84 million in listing sides, 99 in buy sides. So we're actually pretty well balanced too. Our goal this year, I would love to see our listing volume supersede our buyer volume. Personal goal and total annual production of 183 million, which is pretty phenomenal, you guys. So just a really neat space and something that I hope all of you are incredibly proud of as we continue to move forward. So this has been a really neat opportunity. And when I think about, why in the world do I even do this? Because some days I'm sure if you're like me, I'm sure you ask the question, why do I even do this? Like, I would just like to, roll over and go back to bed, or I would like the ability to, just not answer my phone on a Saturday morning while I'm making pancakes because a client's calling. And a lot of those reasons come true, but it's when I start looking at this information, that's when I get pretty excited. And I start to, for me personally, I think, I'm not shy in sharing this, right? It's like the tag there, impacting lives through real estate, like the amount of people we get to help and serve and the amount of transitions as I've started to count them. I don't really count closings anymore. I count transitions personally, because that's the metric that I think is really special, right? Like, you're helping people achieve a different goal, right? And sometimes it's a happy goal and sometimes it's not, right? Like, I know at least 3 of you in the room are dealing with divorcing clients right now and trying to navigate some of that. Some of you are dealing with death. Like, that's a really hard thing. Like, there is a whole world of how we're helping people. And that's the part that really gets me kind of jazzed up. And as a company, like as the guy here, the ability to help you guys as agents is such a refreshing, like, I don't know. It's just it gives me life to know that we're helping you, right? The simple things, Jay. I'm gonna pick on you a little bit. He and I were chatting in the office yesterday, and every once in a while, Jay will say something about what's different here versus his previous brokerage, and it just makes my heart so happy. And I'm like, what do you mean you didn't get an answer to that question? And he goes, no, just never happened. And here it's like we'll build full blown trainings and scalings to help, and it's just it's refreshing when we get those answers and that feedback, because it's like, okay, that's what we're here to do. We're literally here to help all of you build your business to the level that you want. And that's the cool part about what we get to do as a support team for you as part of your business. Anyway, I'm rambling. I love you. I'm excited. It's good things. And we'll go to the next slide so we can move on before I cry and all the good things happen. This won't make you cry at all. The policy manual was delivered. What this is, so inside of Bay on the quick links, at the top, you'll have a link that will say Agent Policy Manual, so you'll always have access to it. If you wanted a hard copy, you needed to tell your MD, and then they can print it because it's not small. You can blame our business policy owners insurance. You can blame our cyber insurance. You can blame our errors and omissions insurance, and you can blame Katie for why it is so thick. But I will tell you, there has been times already that I've been like, I don't remember what we do here. And then Katie and Darcy made me write it down. And now we can all say, no, this is what we do here. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is what we do here. So this is the good news. Anyway, so you would have received this. It's available to you at any time through the Bay quick links. I put it in a flip book online as well so that you had easy access if you wanted to bookmark it, but we could always get it to you. What we do need from you though is the receipt that you have received it. Acknowledgement of receipt, okay? And the reason I need this is because this is what's going to help keep your errors and omissions insurance cheaper by about $200 a person. I kid you not. Errors and omissions insurance company came back to me. I'm in the middle of renegotiating that contract right now because that comes due in May. And they said, if we don't have proof that everybody is aware of your policies, your premium almost doubles. And I was like, oh, that's super fun. So in the event to save you $200, because the E&O is a pass-through expense, we don't make money on it. It's a pass-through expense. This is why this is important to get back. And your MD will be hounding you, or I will be hounding you in order to get it in. I think most of you in the room probably have it in, which is great. But we're still just kind of working through it. So that's why this matters. The next thing that also matters, by the way, because the end of the quarter is coming, and I've been telling you about this for a long time, is the outstanding fees. So at the end of each quarter, as a reminder, we are going to be zeroing out our agent accounts. Part of this comes from the fact that we have been burned and I've been eating expenses. And while I like to be a nice guy, in quarter one, I don't like to lose any more money than we already are in real estate. And I'm sure you feel the same way, right? So a way to mitigate our risk is zeroing out agent accounts. So at the end of the quarter, Darcy will pull the report. She will then review that report against anybody that has pending deals. If you have a pending deal, we will not pull or charge your card on file, right? Or if you're doing an ACH, it doesn't matter. We're not going to extract the money from you. If you have a pending deal, we'll process it through our normal methods and be made whole on the closing. If you do not have a pending deal, then you will be charged. Darcy will notify you. And if you have any concerns, questions, or comments, you don't have to go. You can go to your MD, but you can also work with Darcy on that. Financial things we try to keep consolidated to, it's a sensitive topic, so we try to be real. And that's where you can talk to Darcy. If you have any specifics, you can talk to me too. I'm going to tell you, Darcy's going to be nicer than I am though, so you might as well go to her. And the smile, she affirms, right? Like she knows, it's that big heart that she carries. So anyway, that'll get pulled just so you're aware. Also, if we don't have this, wait, I don't have a specific date, but this is my warning shot. All of you are here, but for anybody on the recording side, if I don't have this back from you by a date in the future, we will start to withhold commissions because this is a problem. We've given you 3+ months to get it done. Please just turn the form in, okay? And I love you all dearly, and like I said, most of you in the room are really great, but inevitably, as real estate agents, we get distracted if something's not immediately right in front of us. And so this is our way of telling you, hey, this is important. Please pay attention to us. And away we go. Any questions on the policy manual? Yes, Jay.
Did you upload the policy manual into Remy?
Yes, well, I did not, but Katie did. Yes.
Okay, good. So we have the ability to interact with Remy and ask questions there. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
In theory. And if you break it, please tell Katie because she wants to know.
Mm-hmm. So I can fix it. Yes.
Yep. Good question. Other questions? Policy manual, outstanding agent fee balance.
One of the big things that we've been hearing from the agents is they are very worried that we're just going to pull money out of their account without notifying them first. We are not going to do that, right? You will be notified
Yep.
before we pull any fees out of there to give you time to come to us if you do need some kind of extension, maybe make it in payments, right? Maybe you haven't had a closing for 6 months. We understand that real estate can be up and down, and depending on your life and things that are happening, we are here to work with you within reason, right? We want to make this work for everybody. So if that's the reason that you haven't turned this in, please know we are not going to pull fees without notifying you first.
Facts. Okay, next. What are we doing next? Oh, FinCEN. So this started. Anybody have to deal with it yet?
Missed it by 1 day.
Attaboy. Good planning. Yep, I had a very small storage garage in an association that they were very specific about getting it closed before March 1st. And while I think it's funny and like I doubt anything shady was going on, it still makes me go like, why do you want it to close? Why don't you want to be reported on your cash transactions? So anyway, so FinCEN, just as that quick reminder, team, right? Like any cash transactions. Wow, look at man. You're good, KT.
Got you. I got you.
Yeah. So any cash sales using trusts or entities to buy real estate, residential real estate, by the way, right? So this is not commercial stuff because the federal government doesn't really care about what you do in commercial money. So if you're going to launder anything, go buy commercial assets, not residential real estate assets. Cash includes private lending, or a mortgage broker without anti-fraud measures. 99% of all the mortgage lenders and originators that we use all have fraud measures in place, right? So I wouldn't really be worried about it. But again, residential includes single family 1 to 4, condos, townhomes, anything inside of a CIC. You can see the exemptions down there, which are not always relevant. The ones I really want to call out to you here is the transfer resulting from a death, okay? That does not need to be reported. Sometimes there is a transaction or a cash transaction. Commonly, I would see this in like hunting land, right? A couple of buddies go together and they start buying each other out. Somebody dies, and the other 3 want to buy the 4th individual out or whatever, right? So like that's a common one that you can see. And then obviously divorce is the other one. It's one of the big D's that we deal with in our space, and so that's the other one that you need to be aware of. So if you're transferring that ownership due to a divorce decree, or even just as a result of a divorce, if you can tie it to it, it's. I did talk to our attorney, by the way. Sometimes spouses are able to have it's an amicable split, and they don't need to put the house, the asset, in the divorce decree because they're going to liquidate it or whatever else. You want it in the divorce decree, FYI, right? That's how you get out of FinCEN, is because it's in the divorce decree. It's a court filing. It's ratified by a judge, so it's a done deal. And then that way it bypasses FinCEN. Otherwise, I mean, you're going to pay FinCEN. I talked to 2 title companies, and it's like an extra $150 fee. So I don't know how drastic it will be. You get a cash transaction. Just be aware that's how that's going to work. So, and again, this is really only if they're using a trust or some sort of a legal entity. If they're buying it in their names, it doesn't really matter. So that's an easy conversation there.
We are not the ones who are reporting this. Just
Go.
keep that in mind. These are the closing companies who are reporting this. Our job is to make sure that our clients are prepped and ready for all of the paperwork and signatures that they're going to be asked for. Mm-hmm. That's our job. Okay.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Mm-hmm. Here's the other thing. Chris and Mike had sent me a link that they had gotten from a title company that asks questions to determine whether or not your client would be a part of the FinCEN reporting issues. So I put that link in the quick links in Bay, and I forget what I named it now. It says FinCEN something. So if you're ever wondering if your particular client is going to have to go through this FinCEN stuff, use that questionnaire. All you do is answer the questions as they come up, and different questions will come up until it has an answer for you. It's actually a really slick system.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So
Today.
yeah, we're gonna transition into a little bit of our the trainings and stuff coming up. I feel the need. Let me back up. I feel the need to have a quick conversation with you about ethics. And the reason I do this is I recently went through a. It was so funny, back to back, Thursday and Friday. Thursday, I was on the other side of the table in an ethics hearing defending one of our agents. And that's what I do, by the way. I think I did really well. We'll find out when the hearing panel actually issues their statement on all this. But it reminded me that it can hit close to home, right? And then Friday, I was on the other side. I was on the hearing. I was on the panel side, right? So it was funny because there were some people in the same room. So it was like this weird, like power shift. It's like I don't know. It's like a movie where it's just like, anyway. Point being, a reminder for you specifically, you guys, as it comes into play here, like your code of ethics matters. And we are in a position where we self-police ourselves. Okay. One of the cool features of REMI, by the way, is that it is loaded with the code of ethics as well, along with the standards of practice and also with case interpretations. So while I'm a firm believer that you should serve on pro standards because it's the best education you're ever going to get, and one that I thoroughly enjoy. By the way, I was also on an appeal panel where all four of us on the appeal panel overturned the decision of the hearing panel. So the hearing panel, they heard a case, they gave a fine, they came back and said, we don't think this is right. It was misinterpreted the code of ethics. So the appeal panel, which I sat on, heard that case and we actually overturned it, which was kind of wild. So like the reality of this, the reason I want to share this with you is because it's clear that not everybody understands the code of ethics. And I'm going to encourage you, if something happens with you and another professional and it triggers something in your gut and you're like, that was not okay, that's a trigger to have a conversation, right? And if you don't want to have it with your MD or me or anybody, throw it into REMI and see what it kicks back at, because 71% of real estate agents didn't do a single transaction last year. Of the 1.4 million of us, 71% didn't do a single deal last year. And those are big stats. And so you start to get people who come in and they do one deal or two deals, and they don't always know what they're doing. And that's a hard spot to be. And it's important for us to maintain the structural integrity of our industry. And that's the part that I just want to give you a little bit of encouragement on today, to be like, it's okay to police ourselves. And here's the other thing. If you don't want to file the complaint because you don't want your name on it, guess who can? Right? Part of the value of your business being here is that you get us, and we have the opportunity to step in some of that space and help fight and advocate for you, whether you did something wrong or whether you were accused of doing something wrong. So in ours, one of our agents was accused of doing something wrong, and he didn't, if I'm really honest with you. We walked through every piece of that conversation and that accusation. It came from a consumer, by the way. They're the ones who filed the ethics complaint, because a consumer can file a complaint against a realtor member. And when we got into the hearing panel, this consumer was way out of league. In the nicest way, she picked the wrong broker to put on the other side of the table, if I'm really honest with you. But it was still a good exercise and a good reminder in that space. So just a gentle reminder that it matters. Pay attention. And let's talk about the super awesome things that we're going to teach you in the next couple months.
Perfect. So for those of you who have been joining us for the Crown Listing Lab, getting your listing presentation really ready and all of the pieces so that you can win those listings, we're having our in-person. I know this says March 4th. It was supposed to be March 4th. It's today from 1 to 5 in Park Rapids. And so our agents are going to go head to head against each other to really flesh out their scripts, their presentation, how this should work. And so it should be a really fun time. I wanted to thank everybody who has been part of the listing lab and going through it. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from you guys. The good news is those of you who haven't gone through it, it is available on obviously our YouTube page with all of our stuff, but then Brandon's also made a website with all of the extra pieces and information that we've talked about within the system. So if you haven't and now you're curious, go find it and then come talk to us. We're more than happy to help you with that.
The other thing I will just extend a quick invite, by the way, if you have any interest and you're like, oh, I could use some feedback on this, you can still come hang out with us today in Park Rapids. It's centrally located amongst all offices. It's a short little drive. It's a beautiful drive once you get past Wadena. But then you can come hang out with us. So this afternoon, we're going to do we're going to play some role-playing script games, which will be really fun. It'll be team and it'll be combative. And then depending upon what happens in the room and if people actually showed up with their homework, we might just do more of a collaborative session on what we're going to do, or we're going to present through some different ideas and get some feedback. So you could even come and just hang out and absorb and take it in and be a part of it and still have kind of a neat thing. And then we're going to go out and have dinner, because everybody needs to celebrate dinner when you do something a little uneasy. And I think everybody who I believe is coming today has already said, I don't really want to do this, but I know I need to. And that is an excellent spot to be. It makes me really happy. So come join us. It'll be a grand old time. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, as we've been talking about Remy and we're talking about all the things that Remy has, what I have found is that some of our agents don't know how to prompt Remy correctly, right? So you got to think of it like an unpaid intern. It knows nothing. So if you say, do a CMA for this MLS number, it's not going to know what you're talking about, right? It has information and data associated with it through Zillow and Realtor.com and all of those things, but it's not going to be able to pick up the MLS number. If you say, pick 6 comps for this address, then it'll work, right? So it's those little differences to make sure that you guys know how it works. So we're going to talk about on our March training on the 10th at 9 a.m. is Remy prompts. 1, how do you use it? How are you using it? 2, how do you get it to do the things that you want? Megan in our Park Rapids office was trying to get it to fix a picture, and it was not doing what she wanted. And it was just a little change in wording. And then it was like, oh, I got it now. So really think of it like an unpaid intern. They're fresh out of college. They're green behind the ears. They've never bought a house before. But we'll talk about all of those things and prompts so that you can make it work the best for you and what you need. Then the mastermind, we are going to do a listing powerhouse panel. So we have picked 3 of our top agents, top listing agents within our crown companies, and we want you to bring your questions to them. How do they win these listings? How do they overcome certain objections, right? Do they bring a listing presentation? Did they bring a listing presentation when they were new? And do they not have to now? They have graciously accepted that they will be on this panel and will answer whatever questions that you guys have. So hopefully that'll be a really good conversation when we do that. And then just a heads up, the listing league. So we did the listing league last year. And what we did, for those of you who don't know, is the goal was to get as many listings as possible. And you could get points based on different things, right? So if you went on a listing appointment, you got points. If you made so many prospecting phone calls, you got points. If you got a listing, you got points. And then we have daily meetings, right? Monday through Friday. We don't worry about the weekend, but Monday through Friday, we have daily check-in meetings that are 10 minutes. They're usually super quick. Most people did them right on their phone to keep everybody accountable. And what was really fun was that you guys really got into this. Like the agents who did it last year really got into this, and we saw a bump in business for those agents just because they were intentional. That's the whole reason for the listing league, is be intentional about what your goals are every single day. So that will be starting April 8th. We will talk about it more at the next all team meeting, which is April 7th. And then we'll get it up and running on the 8th. Does anybody want to say anything about the listing league last year for those of you who participated?
Loved it. I'm going to
Yeah.
forward my listings in for April 8th so I can win that prize.
We
There
did
is a
start.
prize.
There is a prize, yes. So leadership team will determine what the prize is in our upcoming meetings. But yes, there will be a prize. Last year it was $1,000 marketing credit for the winner. And so they were able to use that $1,000 for marketing for their business. And so there will be a prize this year. We just haven't determined exactly what it is yet.
Shout out to Tom as last year's winner too. I see him here on the call. So
hmm
whoop, whoop.
hmm
We'll see if he can maintain the crown and the champion status. Maybe we should get a little trophy to go with it too, just for ego building. That's gonna be fun. Anyway,
Can we get second place prize?
yes, congratulations. You are now the first place loser, Vern. So congratulations. Yeah.
I don't remember. Was I second or not? I don't remember, but
I think you might have been.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't see
remember
nobody remembers
either.
second place, Vern. Like I don't
well,
remember
it
who
might
was in
be
the Super Bowl.
it's probably going to be a little different this year. So
It will be, yeah.
yeah.
Yep. We're starting it a little earlier. We were a little late last year, right? When we started this. So we're starting a little earlier this year, which we think will be good. hmm Okay. Can you guys see this? Is it not there? No, it's not there. Cool. That's fine. Well, it's a cute picture of two animals sitting on a thing for a balanced market, buyers and sellers. But that might mean that the rest of these might not be here. Good question. Stats with cat. January housing report. Our inventory is near a 6-year high. Now, that sounds wonderful, right? That our inventory is growing. However, we've been at a very low. So our inventory is growing. We are still nowhere near where we need to be for our inventory. So currently, it's still mostly a seller's market in most of our states. In January, new listings declined by 9%. Okay, so we had less new listings, which does not help the inventory issue. Um, but pending sales also fell 11%. And most of our Minnesota Association of Realtors data collectors feel that this was really because it got so cold. And between that and the ice raids, everybody kind of stopped and didn't do anything for a little while. So based on the February numbers that they haven't come out with their report yet, but based on the February numbers, that's looking to change right now. But here was the one of the interesting things that I thought was very pertinent to our conversations right now about listings in general. Our Minnesota Realtors president, and I don't know how to say her last name. Brandon, do you know? Wendy
Uzalek.
Uzalek. All right. Wendy Uzalek had said, we're in a market where sellers should be realistic and price their homes competitively. I'm sure all of you guys have been on listing appointments where the seller's like, well, let's try it 75,000 higher than that. Just try, right? Inventory is still low. We're not in that type of market at the moment. And so the fact that the president of our association came out and was like, yeah, we're not there right now. We need to be realistic. We need to be competitive as sellers, I thought was a big piece. And it takes the burden off of you to tell the seller this, like, hey, our president of the association is saying these words. It's not just me. Oh, are none of mine going to show? This one is. This one will be good enough. So I thought that these were super interesting. These were in the data dive. And for any of you who don't go to the data dive, it's super easy to listen to. But this is change in market activity by price range. Okay. So if it's above the zero line, it means that there's more activity. If it's below the zero line, it means there's less activity. And we have gray with new listings and blue with pending sales. So this is February of this last year versus February of 2025. Okay. So our under 200,000s are pending, our listings have been about the same, but our pendings have dropped significantly. But I found this one really interesting. The $500,000 range and the $800,000 range, our new listings have gone up. My guess is that the people who are in this price range now were move up buyers during COVID, and they're now putting their homes on the market, right? Because they're now ready to take that next step. And they've gained that much equity in that time. So if you have buyers in these price ranges, they might be at a better advantage because there's more listings. If you have sellers in the 400,000 price ranges, we're down 6% compared to last year in those price ranges. Okay. Here's a really interesting one. If you're not using InfoSparks, it is so helpful. These are February average amount of showings until you get a purchase agreement. Okay, so the Alexandria and the Crosby Ironton area, you average about 10 showings before you go pending. That's helpful, right? The Sauk Center, you're at 8. It's super helpful for your listing information as you're with your sellers. How many showings should I expect? How many people are going to be tromping through my house before I get an offer? According to the average, it's about 10. Plan on 10. Then for our Park Rapids, Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo area, Park Rapids were about 7. West Fargo were 6. That's how many showings you should expect before you get an offer. Does that feel right to you guys as you're sitting in your area? Is that about normal? Or have you not really paid attention? Right? Vern shaking his head. He's like, yeah, I just wait for the offer. It'll come. He's got faith in the market. Now, the one that everybody loves is this month's supply of inventory. We're right at that level. We're about 3 months supply of inventory in almost all of our markets. Both the Fargo area and the West Fargo area are actually low on inventory at the moment. And so they are more in a seller's market than the rest of us. The Park Rapids office there, 3.8. That 4 months of inventory is the time where we're at a balanced market, right? 4 to 6 months. They are at 3.8. So still in a seller's market. It's not as
What was
crazy as it
stock?
was.
Sorry, Katie, what
So
was stock again?
that's just fine. 3.4.
Thank you.
Yep. So 3.4 months.
Hey, Katie,
Yes.
I going back to them showings. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I don't know if I'd take it as a negative or a like. It could be when you see the ones that had 3 to get an offer. Well, is there less buyers in that market? Because you could say there's 10 showings, but could that happen in one day on a new listing? Whereas, so I don't know, at first I would think of it as being a negative because we have need more showings to get an offer. But does it take into consideration of how, like your marketing time compares to, is it one day, 10
The
showings
showing
have to
time.
get an offer?
Right. Yeah, that's a really good point. So, and the price range point, right? Because I think price range is one of the huge things that you should be talking about with your clients. InfoSparks can parse that out for you. And I actually went down a rabbit hole yesterday and I was going to show the different price ranges in everybody's different market. And then this would have been nothing but a information stats meeting if I had done that. Yeah, Brandon. Yes.
So I'm going to remind everybody, I'm going to replace this here and I want to show you, Jay, don't look too closely. Okay, so if you do not remember, and this is probably worth showing this again. So Vern, to your question, how many showings are actually in that market space, right? So showing time really is the only authority we have on how many showings are going on, right? What you don't know, unfortunately, is like how many listing agents are showing it but not actually logging the fact that they put a showing on the property, right? Like I'm an advocate, like if you show your own listing, you drop that in there. A, it's good metrics for you when you go to a price reduction. B, you want the feedback. And C, it's just good all around, right? Like consolidated data helps all of us do better things, which is where in showing time, if you go under the reports button at the top here, you're going to scroll down and you're going to find this target market analysis report. This target market analysis report is going to allow me the opportunity to say, show me what's actually going on. How many buyers are there in my market, right? So let's just say I want to look at the last 60 days. Okay. And if I want to look in Crosby specifically, and I want anything that's 500,000 to 1,000,000, give me increments of 50,000, and that's the query I want. Well, this tells me in the last 60 days, Vern, that there were 2 showings in the 650 to 700 range, and there were 7 showings in the 800,000 range, right? So like now I can really start to analyze that at a deeper level. And frankly, this is a report that I think we should be running as part of your listing presentation, right? Or at a minimum, at that next conversation on a price reduction, because this is specifically going to tell you what that is, right? And the same thing is true. Katie, what's Park Rapids zip?
56470.
470. Whoops, 56. Sorry, 5670. I got to get it in there. And I can do the same thing here. And now I can see, okay, well, there's a little bit more activity in the Park Rapids, at least in the zip code, right? And Crosby is like a lot of our markets. You want to make sure you include the actual service area because you're going to hit different markers and stuff. But for 56470, 5 showings in that 5 to 550, 2 in the 6 to 650. But again, we've had 10 in that 650 to 700 range, right? So it's there's good data to show you that, and then it'll actually even show you a little bit more of the breakdown of the numbers here if you want it. So this is where you could really like dive into that. So you get the average. So there's a reason I teach you 10 and 10 right now, right? Like it's actually backed. It's not just a gut response. It's a statistical number. It says 10 showings or 10 days, okay, whichever comes first. For a price reduction, well, now you could really dive in and say, well, is that realistic? Is 10 days realistic if I'm going to list at 635 and there's only been 2 showings in that price range in the last 60 days? Yeah. Is that reasonable? And that might be a cause to be like, well, we have to get under. Well, if I get under 600, like there's no activity in the last days. Doesn't mean there couldn't be if the right property hits, but it also tells me there's no competition, right? So then this kind of changes the conversation you're going to have with your seller. It's going to change the expectations that you're going to set based upon real data. So again, this is, you go into showing time. When you get in here, you're going to click under reports. And then you scroll down to this target market analysis report right here. And this is the one that's going to help you show those statistical numbers, how many showings are going on in a given price range. And then we can use that in that space. So just as a reminder for you that particular report does come in handy. Yeah, Bert.
If I show that to my sellers, then they'd want to raise the price to 650 because there was more showings on that.
Well, you may just not show them that part of the graph, right? You may just put like 700 is the top. That's all the data points we're looking at. So, but the other thing to consider too is, right, like at that same point in time, depending upon the increments and the size of your market, you might know that, that 50,000 is a non-figure. So everybody at that price point is already looking at that, right? Like in Alec, if we're on the lake and we're over 700, I can go in $100,000 increments, and I know that that's going to encompass all the same buyers, right? And so you guys will know that in your market, but yeah, it's a good catch, Vern, for sure.
I think that 800,000 in our market though there was 8 showings. That was like one house on Rabbit Lake that came on the market, and it sold in a weekend, but there was probably 8 showings on that one house. So
yeah,
but again, that's why it's important for pricing. Why pricing is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it's that local market knowledge, Vern, that's how you can really shift and really position yourself as the expert, because you know that. Like me looking at that, I would not have known that was one hot property, and that's a really cool marketing angle. Now, if you can go into a presentation, like I don't know who else is going to say that kind of data to support a listing strategy. Like that's a cool differentiator in my book. So anyway, sorry, KT, I just wanted to throw that at you.
Mm-hmm. No, I love it. That was perfect. Has anyone ever used the reports in showing time before? Jay has? No, not really. Especially with proving to your sellers right now that your pricing, your CMA is the right one for their home. Might be a really great thing to play around with. All right, Miss Faith. You're next, my dear.
Right. So I just wanted to pop this in here. I think we will probably have the next apparel store launch sometime in April. So I wanted to open this up if anyone has any specific apparel requests. You can either email me, put it in the chat, come off mute, whatever you want. Just let me know.
Can I get a
It can be,
Speedo, a branded like Speedo,
oh,
maybe?
that's a bold choice.
I know. I'm
Oh,
asking for Vern because I don't think he's going to
oh,
admit that he wants that for his fishing boat. But I know we would all look good in a bright blue banana hammock. So anyway,
would the logo be on the front or the back is the only thing I would like to know.
I'm going to let you decide where the logo
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll
goes.
see what's available, put it into consideration. Absolutely.
Well, to make it big
Um,
enough, it'd have to go on the back on me. So
right. Absolutely. I love it. Okay, cool. So
Um,
yeah, any other considerations, just let me know. It can be like brand kind, color, fabric, anything that you're looking for, just let me know. And then yeah, just keep an eye out for when hopefully I'll have by the next all team meeting, I'll let you guys know when that's gonna drop. So
mhm.
perfect.
All right.
And then just another reminder that CB Canva is available to everyone for free. If you haven't taken advantage of it, I highly recommend. Gives you access to tons of Coldwell Banker branded templates. You're able to customize them, drag and drop your information. It's really slick and fun. And then I also just have a slide just kind of talking about where to get access and to get started. If you want to go to the next one.
Can do. Yes.
So I kind of have three links in our link tree under CB Canva resources. That top video is our CB Canva 101, hosted by the one and only Katie Larson. She just kind of goes through how to get access to your account and then just kind of going through the basics of Canva, just if you've never been in it before, kind of learning all the bells and whistles. And then below that is a CB Campbell 101 video that was actually made by Coldwell Banker. So that one kind of also goes into all the nitty gritty. I think they're also going to do like a 201, 301, but they just haven't released it yet. And then that bottom link is
Mm,
the CB Canva Help Center, which goes like through your CB Desk account. And there's just a ton of different links, resources, FAQs. It's kind of just the central hub for all the information there. So those are great
mhm,
little resources to get started.
mhm. And I will say the Canva 101, like I know this much about Canva. And so it is literally a 101. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you're scared about Canva, that's definitely the first video for you. Um, Brandon, I think we are at the wrap up point.
Cool beans. Right on time. Okay, so
Hmm.
the Facebook group again is just a reminder for you guys. It's a spot to where we're trying to do small little trainings. I've done a couple of like little live things in there, like as I'm randomly working through stuff, just as a reminder. I've had a couple of people ask, "Well, how do you do this and what do you do?" So sometimes I just will jump on with a live video and I will just show you what I do inside of that space. The very last, or what's left over there? Sorry, I want to have a quick. Okay, link tree. Hopefully you all know. Perfect. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the last thing I'm going to remind you or give you an update on. There is a known issue inside of North Star when you are searching for waterfront properties right now. Brandon, this guy I sit on the Agent Advisory Council for North Star MLS. And I was recently just asked to serve on a waterfront work group because North Star MLS absolutely sucks when you handle waterfront. So there's a couple of things you need to be made aware of when it comes into the situation. The waterfront yes, no checkbox is worthless. If you have that set up in any of your searches, depending upon the waterfront type that was selected when somebody inputs it, it will change. It'll change that field to yes, no, depending if they click on a certain type. And what also is true in the waterfront, you can choose, lakefront, waterfront, deeded access, association access, all of those things. And as you check more, depending on which one you check, it will flip the yes no flag on waterfront, right? So depending upon what order you check them in, it may or may not work. So if you have saved searches in North Star right now set up, you want to go make sure that you are searching by the waterfront type, not the yes no search box. And I'm getting some faces. So let me show you instead of the other part of this. So let me just show you what I'm looking at here. Okay. Don't make fun of my million tabs. Leave me alone. Okay. So if I'm going to go to single family here, and I'm going to say single family property, and I'm going to go pick on, let's see here, Keegan's Two Inlets property was right here. Okay, so this is a listing that Keegan has over on Two Inlets. It is a waterfront property, and this is the one I just used in the demo, so that's why I'm jumping into it. So my criteria right now is coming soon, active, pending, Minnesota single family, and you'll notice my waterfront down here. I have nothing checked, and my waterfront is currently selected to what I would consider all, not yes or no, right? It's not a blank field. It's really you're searching both yes and no. That's an issue that I have and have already yelled at people about. But here's a fun thing. If I choose no, you watch my results count flick, and if I hit results, oh, I got to go to my map. Sorry, I can't hit results. Oh, look what happens. I do not want waterfront. Okay, that's super cool. Now I'm going to go back though. Hey, I want waterfront. Okay, 524. And look, my magical property doesn't show up. Okay, now if I go back to my criteria, I'm going to choose all, right? But I only want lakefront. See how I'm choosing inside the lake/waterfront type. I have 886 matches. Now I'm going to go to my map. Now I get that thing that shows up. So this is a known issue because Brandon, as a silly guy, used to come in and go, I don't care what type of waterfront it is. I just want waterfront. So I used to use this field all the live long day for that particular functionality. Okay. Well, this is broken, and CoreLogic or Cotality now actually, along with Northstar, are working on resolving this. We have an open ticket to try to fix this. And we're going to establish a work group basically to redirect and rebuild out this whole section, because the way it functions is complete garbage. Add edit feeds it correctly, but there's a better way to get this data in here and to make it actually do what we need it to do. So if you have specific insights or input as to how you want this area to work as a Greater Minnesota Realtor, please get that info to me so that I can pass that along, because that's coming, and we're going to work with Matrix and Northstar to actually get that done and taken care of. So just a reminder, do not use this waterfront yes, no. Please make all of your searches go by lake and waterfront type. So new issues that we learn about. Why we didn't find it sooner, I have no idea. Probably because most people are just, using a third-party website and a search thing and not really relying on our emails, is my guess. But I could be wrong, and so I just wanted you to be aware of that to make sure that you update it accordingly. And that is the last thing that I have for you on this great, beautiful Tuesday. If you're bored in 3 hours, please start driving to PR. Come hang out with us while we have some fun. And if you need anything, by all means, let me know, or let the rest of the team know, and we'll be happy to help you guys out. We love you. We care about you. Bless you, and have an amazing day. Thanks, friends.
Thank you.